I look like riding mortal waves. God could flood the earth for 40 days. Send a dove to show me your remains. Watch the haters wash away with time. Narrow gate could take me up the Broadway. Seen them swagger jack the flow in broad day. Just to think they mess with me the long way. Think they'll get away with taking mine. I can't do it, I've been through it, I've been learning, I'm a student, I can't never let them plant me, wanna hook, better pay me cause half the freshmen ain't fresh, I might never enroll, heard they song and said, hey, time to switch up my flow, I don't need opinions, I do my own when in wrong, I talk to God on a daily, I don't need you to condone, he said I'm walking like Peter, we might be on the same boat, I gave my life to the Lord, and now I write with a sword, and I've been living ever since I gave my life. And I can't let nobody tell me wrong from right. I got an itching for the finer things in life. If it ain't with him, then this life just won't suffice. Give me Christ like,
The scene is getting crowded, I'ma ride my own wave. I don't need your approval, I'ma go my own way. My daddy told me to be first, you finish last place. The world show me one way, I'ma go my own. Ride my own, ay, 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 ay. Ride my own, ay, 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 ay. Ride my own, ay, 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 ay. Ride my own, ay, 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 ay.
if I take you down, would you really hold me down and be your best friend? She just wanna hit me with a quickie by the pool and I'm like, yes, ma'am. Got me fiending for your body, you might turn me to a yes man. Oh yeah. 80 and I'm 40, I'm a nervous bitch, I'm flyer than your ex man.
We ain't gotta go outside.
Two-step in the rain.
Wake up by my side.
Don't care what you think.
Oh, you just my type. Oh yeah, she know the deal like an old script. And you ain't the first to really sell that shit. Champagne with the roof gone. Bump this jam back in Tucson. Think I got to get a move on. Never had much to lose, but you could do better with me in the middle of the road, or the back of the Jeep. So baby, let's not talk about it, but I gotta know.
If I take you down, would you really hold me down and be your best friend? She just wanna hit me with a quickie by the pool and I'm like, yes ma'am. Well, you got me fiending for your body, you might turn me to a yes man. Oh yeah. 80 and I'm 40, I'm a nervous bitch, I'm flyer than your ex, man.
Why you act so extra? Let me in your section. Running through my mind, we got a connection. Back home ain't the same, your pop's drinking all the time. You just wanna get away, come hop up in my ride. Two goofies on the run, couple 40s in the backseat. Spirits in my lungs, got my voice a little raspy. Turn me to a yes man. Before we do this, girl, I got a question.
If I take you down, would you really hold me down and be your best friend? She just wanna hit me with a quickie by the pool and I'm like, yes ma'am. Well, you got me fiending for your body, you might turn me to a yes man. Oh yeah. 80 and I'm 40, I'm a nervous bitch, I'm flyer than your ex man.
Flyer than your ex like, oh my God. Ride into your legs like, oh my God. And let's go on a day like, oh my God. When I'm back from LA like, oh my God, yeah. She still think it's odd, yeah. I got all these fans, she's the only one I want, yeah. Impress me with your mind, I might turn you to a mom, yeah. You might get a pension if you work it for me long, yeah. It's gonna be a long, yeah. I don't know how they get like that. Recognize my wrongs and get them fixed like that. Booming through my city with my people all around. Is you coming with me or you staying on the ground, yeah? Yes or no, how'd it go? Where your man? Do you got one on the low? Oh, you do? How'd I know? Born in 1994, you still a scrub. But I still don't think you notice how to love. But I gotta know that if I take you down, would you really hold me down? I'd be your best friend. She just wanna hit me with a quickie by the pool and I'm like, yes, man. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. The way you got me fiending for your body, you might turn me to a yes, man. Oh yeah, oh yeah. 80 and a 40, I'm a nervous bitch, I'm flyer than your ex, man. I'm flyer than your next, man. I'm flyer than your...
From the top.
Drop that. Yeah, feel the funk, y'all. Yeah, feel the funk, y'all. Yeah, and lay back in the cut. What's up? What's up?
From Alpha to Omega, VHS to Beta, PlayStation to Sega, my skill is still greater. The sickest thing since VD, wicked like VG. Live my life crooked like the left finger on ET. Please believe me, this be the realest thing I ever wrote. Right after talking to Pac, puffing on heavy smoke. Laugh now, cry later. My only dream in life was to rock a mic up in front of you spectators and rock shell toes, not gators. Show love, not haters. I'm switching over like crossfaders to a better time and place where it's safe. And they can't judge a nigga by the color of his face, but by the content of the way that I spit these letters. I'm kicking it with white boys in old Navy sweaters. Ball cap low on my eye, cause sometimes I'm listening to my style so much. I'm just trying to get by, I'm just saying. For real, I'm just saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you all out to a musical extravaganza called the Night and Day Project. Please save your applause to the end.
I'm in the AC, cooler than I ever was. I went from bubbling to a better buzz. Hey, check this, cuz I did it with no airplay. Wild out in the lot, well, that's hearsay. I'm just trying to do my thing, shine like a star. Skills in the place, banner, you know who we are. I'm Nate, that's Nate, you know K9. I already said my name, I just say the rhyme. Take it to the next level, beat him with a shovel. Dig his own grave for him, make him meet the devil. I play the villain, man, you can play the good fella. Nice guys finish last, you ain't even passed the class. Matter of fact, you ain't even study for it. Rapping just your hobby, man, you trying to get some money for it? Yeah, I'm just setting the standard. They can't do what I do, man, and you can't stand it. Bring the hi-hat. It's what I call my bougie flow, man. It means I'm too funky, fresh, and fly to be hanging out with you lames. I can do this with my eyes closed and my hands tied behind my back, you dig? I used to do this for a living, I just do it cause I love living. You don't hear me though. Hear me though. Hear me though. Hear me though. Hear me though.
I'm actually.
Oh, whoa! We got a monitor. Man, we are back.
So big.
Oh, man, you guys trying to get rid of us again.
I'm straight up not ready.
A lot of comments asking where I've been.
He's
I'm
alive.
right here. I'm alive and well. What's going on? We got A West with us.
Should we
Boom.
go real quick,
Hit him
early?
with it. Screenshot. Put that on your wallpaper.
live?
Right there. Bringing the
do
world
it. Just
together
do it.
one day at a time.
Real fast.
One STFU at the time. We got Pat. He's back on the show.
It's so nice to be live again. It really feels good. Shout out to the.
You're a
to
little
the
blown
team.
out over there with the lighting, man.
What's that
No
mean?
love from your lighting crew, huh?
Why, do
At
I
least
look
on
bad?
the monitor,
Do I
you're just looking a little bit
Do I look like-
pasty up against
It's
that wall there.
It's Halloween.
Oh yeah,
It
I'm
looks
celebrating.
ghostly.
I'm celebrating the whole kind of Halloween thing.
Are you Pele for Halloween? I'm so yeah, dude. That's I love the
Yeah.
costumes.
Listen again. It's commies. I'm gonna get in the commies here soon, and it's so good to be back. Just saying what up.
Yeah, we missed the commies, you know. It's been a while. We had Aaron West on his Euro tour. We got to hang out with a bunch of cool people. Not quite as cool as Pat and myself, but cool in their own right, you know, doing their own thing. Progressives in the soccer space, if you will.
You know, literally the entire time I was on that Euro trip, I was thinking about you boys and missing the live show, missing the commies. The commies were with me like via Twitter and Instagram, but I missed this. You know, just.
I would love to know from the commies where you guys actually spend your time when you're not hanging out with us. Is it on YouTube? Is it on Facebook, Instagram,
Probably
Twitter?
YouTube.
Where else
Yes,
can we
let's-
find you guys?
let's
Would
find
you
out.
guys spend time on Twitch? If we put the show on Twitch, would you guys come to Twitch and hang out with us?
I would hang out with us on Twitch. Is that weird?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
Are you guys
would
following
you?
us on our Neopets channel, where we offer a bunch of different types of
MySpace?
Customizable
You guys
pets.
on MySpace?
MySpace.
Tom never let us down. by the way.
Fandango.
Oh, that's where they really should follow us really closely.
It's a little bit weird
awesome,
that we were all forced to be friends with Tom. But we all kind of had that friend.
Could you
growing
not
up that
unfriend
you were
him?
forced to be. You can unfriend him. Could you unfriend Tom?
I think you could at some point, but in the beginning you were forced to keep
Yeah.
him in there. Yeah.
And he's always like looking
but
back at you.
to be
like-
fair, he never stole our information.
He's
Tom
always
was
like,
always wearing a white
Shout out
shirt.
Tom.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He also
what was he
like,
doing? What was he focused on that he was looking back at us? was he
profits. Profits, and not stealing our information.
Can we get a quick number crunch on that? Somebody look up Tom's original profile photo.
What's his name?
What it is that he's doing?
His actual name is Tom Fitzgerald.
That's interesting.
Fitz works in our sales department.
And now he works in our sales department.
Original MySpace Tom works in our sales department. We are deep and strong.
Also, because of our hiatus, we weren't able to sell this show out. We've got 2 available seats, so if you guys are ever in town on a Wednesday at 5 p.m., we would love to get you guys in on our live show. Can't show you the seats that we have, but they are front row. They are courtside.
Extremely cool.
They are the best seats in the house. An unblocked view, which is tough to get in New York in any venue, is to get all of your seats being an unblocked view. But we do have a full staff this week, which is nice.
And they've got cushions.
The staff have cushions.
No, the seat.
Mike's
The
got
seats have cushions.
Mike's got a hard out at 6. Let's just be real. He is.
So to be fair, Mike does have a hard out at 6, so we've got to get on to the topic.
He's got
So
somewhere to be.
Yeah,
so let's get on topic because Mike's got to get somewhere that's not here right at 6 o'clock, no later.
Before we get to the topics, I wore a cat shirt today, and I got in the elevator at home, and a woman was wearing cat shoes with cats on them.
Were they dope?
They were all right, but it was one of those moments where you just go like this. Life finally made sense for me. I'm not a cat person at all. I'm a cat shirt person, but like I saw her, she saw me, and we said nothing. And it was just like, we're in this together. Like if that elevator stopped, we'd be fine, and we didn't even have to say a word.
You know what? It's funny. I think you were wearing this shirt either the first time I met you or like.
No, I only wear shirts once and then I throw them out.
That's fair. Shirts.
I have 2,000 cat shirts.
That's crazy. Honestly.
So what happened?
When I saw you in the cat shirt, I was like, he looks like a cat shirt guy, but not a cat guy, and I was like, we're gonna be cool.
Dude, that's spot on, man. You are such a great judge of character. We're looking at a mountain range on our monitor, but no, there we go. Now we can see it. That's sick.
Which mountain?
That's the longest we've ever had to hold that, and a little bit uncomfortable thanks to Matt and his slow work. All right, let's get to the Premier League. Matt's moving us on. He's moving us on. Let's get to it. Let's go. No one wants to hear any of this nonsense that we have to say. It's just been a while, guys. I missed you all.
Sometimes you gotta cultivate that vibe before you just jump into it.
I feel you. The vibe.
All right. So City and Liverpool took place. Was a super boring game. Why?
It was one of those games that people like talk about Serie A. Like super tactical. Neither team wanted to really take any risks. And that's just what it was. I think they were at least Pep Guardiola was scared.
He only had 51% possession in the game.
Lowest.
The lowest that he's had as manager there.
That's kind of crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Still majority, but the lowest he's ever had, and it's a talking point.
Oh man, he only had a slight edge in possession. That's wild. But yeah, he said if it's an open game, you don't even have 1% of a chance.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's the ultimate mark of respect for me, for Pep Guardiola.
Wait, he said what?
He said if it's an open game at Anfield, you don't even have 1 chance, not even 1% of a chance.
Oh, it's true.
Which, that's the ultimate sign of respect for me, that he respects a Klopp team, like their front three, that he just didn't want to open up and play. So,
Matt, you've been a Liverpool fan since the end of last season. Would you agree with that assessment from Guardiola?
Sorry, I blacked out there.
Vibes for Flores. You've been a Liverpool fan since at least the end of last season. Would you agree with that sentiment?
Sure.
Okay.
He's got a hard yes.
Great.
It's a hard
yes.
But
imagine being on a team that does 70-something% possession, whatever a game. Like you guys are both playing in a rec league at the moment, and you guys are winning pretty handedly most games,
We're
right?
4-1. I have 3 goals. Shout out Livorno.
Oh,
Matt's the captain.
Oh, you gotta hold it.
Wait,
that's not how you do it.
You played 4 games, you have 3 goals, but didn't you have 3 goals after 1 game?
I had 3 goals in the first game. I have not scored since. But that's still a really good. If you were on my Wikipedia right now and it was like, our team's called Power Falcons, and you were there like, and it was like, I don't know, Matt's the captain.
Now, why? I don't know.
So if you're on my Wikipedia, which still is not been created, and you saw Patrick Inferno,
like that.
Excellent striker.
Yeah.
Current team, Power Falcons.
Yes.
Jersey number
000, and then games 5, goals 3. You'd be like, okay.
No, but then I'd scroll down to like the matches played and see how you were doing in each match.
Okay,
you know?
but I also played goalie yesterday, and then defense.
That doesn't show up in the box score.
And
so
then
it's true.
Why have you been moved out of being a striker? Are you a streaky striker?
Well, yesterday we had Fran, so
okay.
So she is a boss.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just so you guys know,
Frances.
Frances Silva's our newest employee. She's a former professional soccer player and
Just like me and Heath
the best.
and Aaron.
at this office, and they got her to play yesterday. And so Pat, unfortunately,
got moved back. Yeah,
but fortunately for the team, got moved back to more of a natural.
Here's the thing: I haven't heard him complain. So
I'm a team player.
Yeah. Did you play your natural position at Livorno, left back?
I played left back. And actually, Matt was like, because Matt was like, all right, you and I will play defense. And he's like, you want right or left? And I was like, I don't care. He's like, left back. And I was like, we had a little moment. Because that's my natural position as a right-footed left back.
That's great. It all comes full
but how
circle,
nice is it when you have like that, when you dominate games like that? You get to cheat a little bit forward. You're kind of in control of the game. You get to let off a little bit. That's pretty much what City does all the time.
Yeah. Wow. Way to tie this back. Very nice.
That was the whole. I mean, I know most of the time we do stories and they don't ever tie back to where we started. We just keep going so far away that we don't know where we started. But that was one that did the full circle.
Yeah,
what are the commies saying?
Someone said, "Is Pat overrated?" Which is a hard no. I'm underrated.
Yeah,
I have 3 goals in 5 games.
Honestly, well, because to that point, I feel like you're very underrated because literally anytime someone brings up you playing soccer, someone scoffs and is like, "Whoa, Pat, soccer."
Exactly. No one ever sees me coming, and then I come in and score 3 goals.
To be fair, also though, you are probably talked about with regards to playing soccer more than anybody in this office. So that alone is a clout level that most people don't have in here. Because we can go around the room, but the person that gets mentioned with playing soccer the most in this office is you, whether it's your fake career, your new career, any of that stuff.
One of my fake careers. Well, I'm currently playing soccer at the highest level in this office.
Okay. That's fair.
So let's go see what the commies are saying. Juice Lee says, I don't recall Salah doing anything since early May. Is that we weren't talking about that yet, were we?
No.
I was thinking about
We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there.
But
Pep apologizes to Jesus for penalty. Did that happen? Is Pat overrated? Nothing really on this yet.
Are the commies not telling their friends to get involved in the conversation?
COPA90 US memes is in the comments. Shout out, he's almost at 300 followers. Make sure you're following him and me if you feel like it, because like I got an account too.
But if you had to tell them to choose, they could only add 1 follower because like ratios and stuff.
Oh, COPA90 US memes. Okay. It's better content.
You know what's funny? Every time that I come up with a creative idea or that I think is creative, I start the sentence with, COPA90 US memes should make, and that's how I started the sentence, as anything that I want, like that I think is funny. Like I was thinking about the one that we made with me sitting up in the coffin as this preview for this show that Stat Jack made, as like it would have been funny if they did the MMA fight where it's like people on all the comments on Walk Talk Football were saying like, where is Heath? But instead it's like me walking out of the ring from the MMA fight and then running and jumping back in to start fighting again with me being back. You know, COPA90 here, the commenters, where's Heath and whatever. But
that vision,
I don't think about making it myself. I think COPA90 US should make that.
I wish I had like a meme intern, a meme turn.
Yeah, meme turn.
Dude, I went home this weekend to Vermont where my boys are and my fam. And like anytime like I started to like do anything, the boys would pull their phones out and be like COPA90 US memes, and I was like, I can't even like be myself anymore.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. You're saying that's
COPA90 US memes.
I can't do anything.
Yeah, it's true. It's great. COPA90 US memes. That's what I was screaming that whole weekend. That was funny, man. That was a good weekend. But look, Mo Salah is having a terrible start to the season. Should we blame Sergio Ramos?
I think it's fun to.
But there is some legitimacy of like what happens mentally. You had some injuries when you were playing, like how it kind of lives in the back of your head and it just sort of like lingers there.
Yeah.
And it can have an effect on your kind of psyche, and then when things aren't going well from the start, it can start to like kind of form into something bigger.
It's like the perfect storm. It's like he got injured. He had the World Cup where he probably shouldn't have come back. He probably wasn't ready for the World Cup. It's a long season anyway. Plus, it's his second season syndrome. Like teams have keyed in on Mo Salah from the start. Like this season, they've seen him play an entire year. They know what he's about. So. I mean, we probably wasn't gonna put up those kinds of numbers anyway, but it's
the Madden curse, right?
Yeah,
second year. It's the Madden curse. You get on the cover,
curse.
and you don't have a good year.
I was on the cover of Madden once, and just my NFL career was never the same. Speaking of that, by the way, when I was in London at Arsenal, I was like walking around.
Humble brag! Heads up, guys! Here it comes.
You know,
Thierry
here
comes the humble brag. It's flying through the room.
I'm gonna talk about my time with Thierry Henry.
Please.
No, I didn't get to meet him. But this one like clearly not English kid like kind of grabbed me. He's like, "Can I get a picture?" And he was like, "You're an NFL player?" And I just literally started laughing. I was like, "You haven't seen many NFL players out here."
Oh yeah.
I'm probably not the average build for an NFL player. My
You could
guy.
be a DB.
I could be.
You could be a
but-
slot back too, right?
See,
They're pretty small.
You know what's funny? I told my girlfriend this story and she laughed louder than like anyone did, which is kind of disrespectful, and I should probably revisit that. But
She's
no,
your height though, right?
She's exactly my height.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, yeah.
That's
fucking,
good.
she has every right to.
That's
laugh
good.
at
You
for
guys
that,
will
man.
always. Yeah.
It
She's-
do be like that, you know.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, that's funny. When I was in, what's this? We got stats up on the board. That's cool. When did you guys build this stuff, dude? This is cute.
Yeah,
this
that's really
is good
cute.
stuff.
Who made that?
Can they see that too, or is that just us? This is amazing.
Dude.
This is actually
Huh?
beautiful.
This thing is built for
That's so good.
streaming daily. You guys want to do the show daily?
Can we turn the
I'd
camera on
be
these
super
guys?
down to do this show.
Dude, that's what I'm
every
saying.
day.
Let's take this thing to Twitch. We'll do it daily.
Every
We're gonna
day.
build up that audience. Would you guys? Has anybody answered if they'd come on Twitch and watch the show?
Yeah, some
This
guy said it
every
like
single day.
19 times.
Yeah.
It was just kind of,
I'm serious.
Respect, like
I'm
respect.
serious. This is the
I'm-
wrong
I'm
platform.
in-
I'm not
look
saying
at-
it's the wrong platform, but I'm
I'm
also
ready
saying it's not the right
I'm
platform.
ready to ride.
He's
for
turned his
Twitch.
camera on the pit, and it's kind of nice because like I'm above these guys, so I kind of want to like jump out of the ring and then jump and kick them, you know, like Khabib did, but like in a respectful way with love.
I like,
Without one-
are you not cutting to that camera of you guys in the war room?
Please tell me you cut to that
Got
camera.
none of that.
He
Oh
t-
my gosh.
Mike has
what
it hard
a
out at
waste,
6. He
dude.
turned it on you guys.
All right.
All right,
But listen,
I'll send something to
listen.
COPA90 US
Oh,
memes.
dude, Matt is in a hurry. Vibes for Florida is in a hurry today.
Yeah, he's
Because
not.
Mike's got a.
Dude, we-
Matt didn't tell you he's got a 605 hard.
Yeah, he's got a 605.
Check it out.
What I
gonna-
can guarantee you is by 7 o'clock, guys, we'll be out of here.
I'm gonna send
At
this to
least
COPA90 US
7:15
memes.
we'll be wrapping it
That
up.
works. But look, Liverpool fans, would you sell him to Real Madrid right now? Matt, you've been a Liverpool fan since the end of last year, at least. Would you sell him to Real Madrid right now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe
But-
probably should have.
But do you actually think he's a one-hit wonder? Like I mean, not a one-hit wonder because we know he's a world-class player, but like the numbers that he hit last year are like, he's almost as good as Bradley Wright Phillips, who's done it for 3 years in a row. Bradley Wright Phillips is the Harry Kane of Major League Soccer.
Two Red Bull fans in the
That's
pit
true.
right now.
I don't think he's the most important attacker we have. I'd be more worried about like losing Firmino or Mane, but
Yeah,
we'll keep him for now.
yeah.
You like that analysis?
I do like that analysis. It's just that you guys weren't all that hot on Mane 2 seasons ago either, and now you're like, yeah,
Oh, I love Mane.
you people.
Love him.
Well, you didn't even know he
My
was 2
favorite
years ago.
player.
Yeah.
All the time.
I'll tell you what though.
Forever.
I may have told this story 46 times already on here, but I went to a preseason game where Liverpool had played against AC Milan, and Mane had just come over from Germany, I believe. Was it Augsburg or something like that in Germany? Or like wherever. Where did Mane come from? I think he was in Germany.
Before Liverpool?
It's
Salzburg, okay.
obvious where he was.
And he was like really, really good in a preseason game. Having said that, I also gave who was the center back that came in? Wagner.
Exactly.
Ragnar Klavan.
Yeah, Klavan. Yeah, he was in that guy, and I was like, dude, he's so calm on the ball. This guy's gonna be so good for Liverpool. Got that one wrong, guys.
He's
Got-
a legend, dude.
I got that one wrong.
That's fair.
I got one right, got one wrong. Okay.
Sometimes
part of
you
being a coach.
swing and sometimes you connect and sometimes you don't.
Look, Real Madrid. Speaking of Madrid, do you think they actually want Hazard?
I've heard rumors that he's not the top of their list. It's a little fella named Neymar for the next summer. You know, he's good. I would
you
take
think?
Neymar.
I just don't know who can afford Neymar. Like,
Real
what is it, like
Madrid.
300 million or something like that?
I think just Real Madrid.
But isn't it like 300 million?
Yeah,
Isn't it
it's
cost that?
something. It'll be something stupid, but they've
Yeah.
got a whole lot of money. I got a question for you. Like, if you were Eden Hazard's teammate right now, and he's like speaking, obviously he was probably asked, I would say, and he's just super open about like saying that he loves Real Madrid, would like really wants to go to Real Madrid, but like doesn't want to sign a new contract, and then in the end not end up signing. Would you as his teammate be cool with him just being open like that?
2 things. One, oddly enough, you say that. I was just watching an interview from Soccer AM that they did with him, and he spoke about, this was when Zidane was still manager, and he spoke about Zidane like wide-eyed and like excited. So clearly he's like more than once expressed his love for Real Madrid. My biggest question would be, do you think that settles things and people go, okay, he's gonna go to Madrid eventually, and this is where all the focus is, and people stop asking, or do you think that leads to more questions? Because if it's more
It only has
distractions,
to be more questions, right?
Yeah.
Because like until he leaves, the question is, will he leave?
yeah, I mean, I think it's I like the honesty because players are always in that kind of put in that tough place with clubs, but ultimately it could lead to distractions. And if things start to go wrong at Chelsea, it's an easy thing to blame, and it puts him in a lose-lose position.
It's also he threw those little shots at Courtois. Like, I don't want to say him signing a contract and then not sign. Like, he didn't say like some snake, but
yeah, he's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, but I'm not going to do it.
I don't know where we are in the math of the knots now, but
Pat, what do the commies think about this Hazard to Madrid thing? Is it? I mean, a little context, like he's speaking openly about wanting to go to Real Madrid.
I know.
Do they think you don't know, but the commies probably.
I actually do know this time.
Do you really?
Yeah, I work here. Jeff,
who stood in for you when they were doing the lighting? By the way, because you are bright.
What's
you're
going on, guys? Okay, let me read the commies. Jeffrey said, "Hands off Hazard. He's blue for life." Could be. Is
that Dash?
Jasmine says, "I want them. Go have Hazard." Then it looks like StatJack asked, "Can anyone afford Neymar?" Which people said that the Power Falcons could afford Neymar, which is true. We actually have
How
money
can
to
they
go
afford
around.
Neymar when they're paying your wages?
But also,
Sure.
how did we
I'm
just
willing to cut.
brush past the fact that we weren't willing to further investigate the name Power Falcons? Okay, because you don't see that. Like when you look at a lot of
right around when you said that though, that was when he started flashing up. Keep it moving. He doesn't want us to dig into.
You don't
this
see
at
a lot
all.
of like when you look at like rec league standings and stuff. You don't see a lot of Power Falcons in there.
Well,
you
it's
know?
the origin is that Power Rangers.
Yeah.
The writer of that, he originally wanted it to be, instead of humans, he wanted it to be birds of prey.
Guys,
I need to
everybody,
know if that's a
everybody,
real
let that
Google
silent,
it.
let that silence sink in.
Google it.
Well, that is really awkward in here when you say something like that. Okay? Really?
I don't know. Matt named the team. It's all caps too. So when you say Power Falcons, you got to be like Power Falcons. It's not just like Power Falcons.
Well, I think that
yeah,
saying
like
it
Power
that way is,
Falcons.
I feel like that's implied in the word power, and that you don't have to capitalize it. Now it just seems like it's a compensatory thing. But let's talk about Arsenal, huh?
Yeah, man. What a team, huh? They're playing a different style. It's gotten them in a new level.
Yeah. 9 in a row. Is that true? Yes. That's impressive. So what does that mean?
What?
I can't handle facts. I love the
You know what the good thing is though so far in the Premier League is it's a pretty tight at the top of the table.
Yes. Arsenal are
They're only 2 points out or something like
only
that.
2 points out there. Are they fourth right now?
Mm-hmm. Fourth place, and that's when if they get
I mean, they're tied on points
Is
with
it
top
weird
Spurs
that I'm
as
happy
usual.
to see them in fourth place? I thought for so long Arsenal was fourth every year, and I got sick of it. But now it actually looks like they might have a plan.
Yeah.
They're in fourth. I have a couple friends that are Arsenal fans saying, they're going to push for the title. They're not. They're not. If we make it top 4, that would be amazing. I was not super happy to see Unai Emery come in, but
Who's cracking a fresh one over there? I can hear that.
That
Jack is cracking that fresh one.
Is that a LaCroix?
Jeez Louise, huh?
My whole
Put that on the loudspeaker.
My whole chi is messed up.
Yeah. I don't know whether to talk this way or talk that way now. Someone's cracking
Also,
cans in the background.
Mike
What
just
is
went.
going on?
Mike just went into what I call the pit, and they were whispering and looking at my waist. So I don't know what's going on.
Your green is reflecting onto the wall.
It's your new hemp belt that you got.
Should I change?
Yeah.
Take your shirt
Should I?
Take your shirt off.
Oh, it is blending into the wall. That's crazy.
Should I eat this Hershey?
that is kind of wild.
That's because green is the most
Do you go outside
almighty
just
power.
like that?
Yeah. I'm gonna leave this for the mice.
No, but look,
Good-
I
good
think
luck,
this year's been pretty fun because with Arsenal, no one started out perfect, and it's kind of kept the table together. So it's taken the edge off of Arsenal because we knew they weren't going to be good. But it's ultimately when you took all of the edge and all the pressure off them going into this year, and now they're sort of you've lowered the expectations. They're performing above expectations. I think it takes the pressure off the players too to just they're still wearing the Arsenal badge. It's still a massive club, but it's just been going through a rough patch. And with everybody not doing super great to start the season, other teams in the league, it's just a nice feeling right now.
Yeah.
You know.
I've been really impressed with Lucas Torreira. I love the little fella, man. He just like buzzes around. He works hard. He just kind of embodies everything I want to see out of Arsenal. He's technical, and he looks like every time he steps on the field, he cares, and he's working, man. He's just working. That boy's working.
He makes a fat mate too.
He does like his mate, which obviously makes him one of your boys. One of you guys' boys, because it's the mate out.
Do you think anything's changed with this team, or do you think it's like just the fact that the league's in a place where the everybody's doing okay because everybody's doing okay? Do you think there's something cultural that's changed, or do you think they're on a run, or what? I mean, do you think it's building the culture as they go?
It looks like there's more fight in this team. It looks like there's more like inspiration. I think it was just time for a change. Like it was 21 years. Was that what it was? Like I think there was complacency, and Unai's come in. Again, like I said, he wasn't my choice. He's like not my favorite manager, but I have nothing bad to say him right now at this point. Like he's doing a great job, and I feel like you can see it. You can like feel it. They seem confident. They seem like they're ready to fight, which is dope to me to see.
Yeah. Pat, what do the commies think, man?
Let's see. I don't think anything about Arsenal.
Do they think that you wear those clothes out?
We're talking about LaCroix.
Really?
Yeah, and
What's their favorite flavor?
Are they sparkling water fans?
Do we have sparkling water fans out there?
What's up with that?
Is it La or Lay?
La Croix? I don't know.
Le Croix.
We're not going to get in a
What else?
pronunciation argument, I hope.
Oh no, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
There's a wide range of things people want to talk about.
What else? So let's talk about
Jasmine
it.
says, I say it's a good run. Just a good run so far for Arsenal.
Okay.
But
Fair
wide
enough.
range of things. Other people want to talk about MLS, Almeida. They want to talk.
Okay, but say it. Let's talk about it.
Do we run a show? I don't
We
wanna-
do have a run a show, but that doesn't mean we can't go off the run a show and come back. Like, it's the whole point. Pretty Little Flower. Didn't you go to improv?
I did, with this guy right here, my mate.
What's up? We would have never made it through without
I went to your guys' show. Did you go to mine?
I didn't know you when you.
I didn't know you as a
Yeah, you
human
did.
before.
I
You
that.
didn't.
Yeah, you did.
100% did not know you yet.
You were in.
Which was a dark time.
You were
in my life.
sitting in the corner as a researcher.
Before I knew you. It was a bad time for me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Frank's in the comments. Randy
Favorite
scores
Frank?
one nice goal and Heath starts wearing Arsenal hats again. Ooh, that's a good call out.
Turns out, by the way,
Matt laughed way too hard at that.
Mike Grady, our resident Brit, validated this hat saying Pollard Sports, who is the official sponsor of this segment, was once an actual, like, kind of licensor or licensee of official product in England back in the day. So this hat is actually legitimately vintage. So
You could probably sell that
just got a little bit cooler.
for $40.
I traded this for Jason, who found it in the back of his dad's closet. Gave him a pair of shoes. He went and sold those shoes on eBay for
Linzer?
$200. So I paid a couple
Linzer?
$100.
Oh, Linzarelli.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
But it's actually a cool hat.
Did you hear
know?
that sound? It
I
was
don't wear a lot of
Frank
like
getting
Bill
excited.
hats, but it works.
Okay, let's see.
Snitches
Zach
get
Roberts
stitches,
drinks
bro.
10
It's true.
LaCroix
They
a
do.
day.
Who?
Zachary Roberts.
He drinks 10. Look, that feels like
I read
you
that
shouldn't
drinking
drink that
too
many.
much LaCroix or too much sparkling water is actually bad for your bones.
And your
Yeah.
teeth.
Which ones?
Yeah, but well, I mean, teeth, you know. What do you need them for?
Linzer. Oh, Frank loves that we're talking about Linzer. Let's see what else is going on out here. Arsenal will win the EPL, says controversial Barca TV.
That's just not true.
What are the comments saying about Thierry Henry? And do they want to hear a Heath Pierce Thierry Henry story?
You hear that, commies? What do you think about Thierry Henry? Heath's very personal friend who...
It's relevant. We're not just bringing this up randomly. He
100%.
could be the new Monaco
Oh,
man.
COPA90 US has
guys
humble,
wanna- you
humble
guys want
brag
a
from
story?
Heath. You're, that humble brag on that hat's being called out by COPA90 US memes themselves.
Oh, wow.
Wolves to finish ahead of Man
Duh.
United first season.
Yes.
Yes.
So Thierry Henry also apparently today turned down the job to become immediate manager of West Ham.
And Villa, too, right?
Oh, Villa, sorry, not West Ham.
Look how mad Jack is.
Jack, you're not allowed to use words out loud, but unless Matt gives you the green light. But would you? Okay, you got the
Nope, no green
Sorry,
light.
that got shut down much quicker than I
Give
thought.
us a
I thought
sign.
Matt would sit on that for a minute
No,
and then
no
decide.
rumination at
Well,
all.
yeah.
Just immediate
rumination.
no.
But would you want Thierry Henry?
Liar. That boy
Well,
lying.
it's easy to
Look
be
at
in
that boy
position now, huh?
lie. Look at him
After
lie.
he turns you down, you can't fire me. I quit type of mentality, huh? No way, Jose.
10 seconds.
You want to come up here? Should we bring him
We
up?
got Dean Smith, formerly of Brentford. Villa's his childhood club, so I think he'll be a great appointment.
I fell asleep during that.
Oh, dude. Straight bullying from the commies, dude.
Dude, okay.
Wow. There's Thierry Henry on our screen right now
Thierry.
waving bye to your club.
How hard is that jersey, by
Hey,
the
Jack, I
way?
didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
I need that kit.
You remember when Kappa was banned from youth clubs for a while because of the sexual connotations?
My parents
of
wouldn't
the
let me wear it
logo?
for a little while.
I just
I wasn't allowed to wear Juve jerseys for a
I
period
just
because
thought it
my
was
parents were like, nope.
Yeah.
thought it was a W.
Yeah.
Could we?
Oh, wow.
I can't see it.
Big man! That's what he always said.
Yo, that's Travis Scott.
Oh, there we go.
Dude, he was
Hey,
so
it's
good,
lit.
man.
Could
Look
I?
at that,
Oh
dude.
my God.
This is some Bob
This is some
Marley reggae
vintage
music. Dude,
Thierry
get that booty
Henry.
shell out, bro. He's like, don't
Wow.
you worry, I got that.
So is it 2 girls?
What?
The logo?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a woman and a man back.
If you put your hand over the top half of it, it becomes a very different photo.
Mm-hmm.
What does it become?
You'll figure it out.
Come on.
Dude. Just do it. You can open the logo.
Can someone
and
send me
do
some
it.
articles on this?
No, Matt, the top half. Turn your hand sideways, top half. Okay? Of the logo.
They still don't see it.
You see what the legs become. Yeah, it's not funny, man. It's not funny. Dude, Mike, you're looking it up now too?
Mike.
This is the most unprofessional, immature group of people behind the cameras I've ever seen. That we say something, you all pull out your phones and start searching and putting your hand over the phone like that to see what it is.
Oh, like is it?
And then he gives the laugh. He gives the.
Hold on. Wait. It becomes one person.
What am I supposed to
Yeah,
do?
you guys, no, we're moving. Like Thierry Henry's waving this segment goodbye right now on the screen.
Oh, that's actually unreal.
Yeah, just stop.
What
Okay.
the hell?
Oh man.
But Aaron, you saw them play against Dortmund, Monaco, right?
Yeah.
Who Thierry Henry could become appointed manager of. Did he get appointed?
I think he's like top on the short list apparently. Jardine stepping down.
What's going on with him? 6 points in 9 games?
They looked bad. They played like a back three. It was like Falcao and then kind of one guy running off them. It was more of a back five, and they didn't have any real creativity. I feel like they didn't replace any of the. They sold a bunch of players recently in like the last 2 years, and they didn't really replace any of them. I think Yuri Tielemans is their guy in midfield, and he's only 20 years old, and he's got good games, he's got bad games, but he's too young to be carrying a team like that, and they just don't have enough talent overall, I think, and Jardine, unfortunately, is the one who has to take the blame for that, you dig?
I do wonder what the right position for somebody of Thierry's caliber is as a player, right? To go into being a full-time manager.
Yeah.
Is it somewhere like an MLS club where he gets a little bit of breathing room, chance to build his club, some resources, say like, even at the Red Bulls, if he can open up if they'd open up their pocketbook. I think they have a great coach right now. I'm not talking about him replacing Chris Armas at all. But I'm saying for a guy like him, with the emergence of players becoming really good managers, right? The top level players, the few that are becoming really good managers, there's a pressure now for a guy like him, for his ego, for his brand, to go out and put himself on the line for a mediocre club that's not going to have the resources, they're not going to challenge for trophies. But is it worth it? I mean, we saw Patrick Vieira come to the US and do that, and now move to Nice, and is building a career as a manager with hands-on experience, as an actual head coach versus being an assistant, because that's a very different job.
Right. I think for the training ground that it is, and like for the caliber of a league, MLS is really good for coaches. But I feel like, personally, if I were like a European coach, I would find it, and I think some of them have found it difficult to MLS because all like the transfer rules, it's so complicated, and it's just more straightforward, I feel like, a lot of times in Europe.
Right, but it's not complicated. It's just a willingness to embrace what the league is, right? Patrick Vieira came in and did that. Like, he understands that, he was still pretty open about, like, there are complications within the league, but, like, he immersed himself in it. Tata Martino's immersed himself in it from a very different system. It's just a willingness to say, like, a guy like him didn't have the experience of being a head coach somewhere else to be able to say, like, oh, no, transfer policy, this is ridiculous. I want an open budget, and I want all these things. He came in and said, I accept that this is the way it is, and that's obviously how you have the best chance of being successful anywhere you go. But
does Thierry Henry have that personality type to be like, I accept this, or is he more of the like Monaco where he will probably have the freedom to like structure it more the way he would want it?
Monaco's not going to give him a bunch of money.
No, they're not going to give him they're probably not going to give him a ton of money, especially because doesn't the owner like have all his money tied up?
Yeah. Well, like the whole basis of Monaco was built off of a divorce between the owner and his wife, or the two owners that were owners, and like
that sucks.
And then they ended up working through the youth systems of getting young players that came through.
That also
which is
could
like
be
a great
like
system. But if they're going to continue
a pretty pressure-free environment, then if that's understood at Monaco that like we don't have the money to spend and you can just kind of develop these younger players at your leisure.
But then how do you take a player who's one of the greatest of all time and put him in that environment, and then how does he then judge success? Being a mid-table team? Selling players, developing players? I mean, at what point? What I'm saying is, like, at what point does Thierry Henry get to go from there to the biggest clubs where he ultimately sees himself?
I think what he has to do is the mark of, I think, good managers is usually one of two things. Either you can take a really good team and make them better, or you can take a team that's not that great and eke every last amount of talent out of them. And that's probably what it's going to be for Thierry Henry, and now we're going to see. Like, he has worked as an assistant manager, like, for Belgium, which is a very different situation, obviously. But, I mean, now he's got to show himself if this is happening. But I could see it going horribly wrong, because I could see Thierry Henry being a terrible coach. Because players, like, with his temperament that have very short, typically, I mean, you played with him, he could get pissed off in a second.
He kicked a few balls from time to time.
Like, they don't have much capacity for failure, and a lot of times that doesn't translate well to, like, communicating a game plan and, like, leading a team. But he also could turn out to be incredible.
Well, it's just that being a manager is the most selfish job, right? And that's why so many managers fail, because they make it about them, or they don't know how to relate on team dynamics, which is that if I know that you're a super talented yet lazy player, how do I get the most out of you?
Right.
Maybe you need a hug. Maybe Pat needs to have a fire lit under him to motivate him to get the best out of everybody. And if you don't have that ability to look always from like this much larger picture to say, how can I get the most out of my players? And
More
you're just
bird's
about
eye
like, this
view
is
rather than
one way that we do it. This is the only way we do it. Then, you know, that's why you're seeing the best managers that are thriving now are the ones who aren't necessarily the best X and O coaches, because they can build a team of that around you. It's the ones who are the best at ego management, at knowing like how I need to keep everybody equal when we're together, but individually how you pull somebody into the office and say, hey, just so you know, today I'm going to have to say something to you in the locker room. I want you to know before it comes to you. And handling every situation so that everybody, you know, it's a tough thing to do. And when you're a top level player, sometimes, especially as strikers, because it's a very selfish position, it's tough to translate. That's why most former player managers are usually midfielders or defenders.
Or keepers. Yeah.
Keepers.
That's also, I mean, he has had, like, he's learned from Arsene Wenger. He's learned beside Roberto Martinez, who's really good with players as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what he's taken from that, coupled with his personality, which, you know, it's going to be interesting. I think if he signs with Monaco, I got like a really close eye on. Also, you should go hang out. We should go hang out with him.
We should. We'll hit him up for sure once he's super busy.
Hey, now that you've just taken on this huge job, what's Pat's looking at
what's going
memes.
on with the
Pat has
comments, dude?
one shoe on right now.
I know.
What are you doing?
Well, this
Why
one
do you
started
have
to
one
itch,
shoe
so I
on?
itched it with my other leg.
Mike, do you need to take that call?
Hey, Mike, you busy, bro? Hey, Matt Googled. Wait, what is it? Show it to me.
I'm trying to hear what the voicemail's about, man.
Oh, man.
Unreal.
If somebody's leaving a voicemail, it's obviously not important, because if you have to get the hold of
someone's going to be taken under legal custody by the police.
Andrew's literally playing Xbox.
What if it's a family member?
Oh, wow.
In peril.
So Matt has been Googling, he Googled Thierry Henry and Heath Pierce together, and these are the results he got. Check this out.
Oh, yes.
Not one photo together.
Not one photo together. You're a liar, I think.
Dude, you got to go back past this page.
Can I see?
Well, no, it says Ripples, Thierry Henry, and Heath Pierce. Look at that. That's a split screen. That's definitely an all-star shout. I'm definitely in that group photo hugging for sure.
If you asked Thierry,
I probably scored the game winner in that game.
If we asked Thierry Henry, like, oh, do you know Heath Pierce? He'd probably be like, whomst?
Scroll down.
Just kidding, man. I don't mean that.
This show's a joke.
That's mean. I don't want to be mean. That's not who I am. That's who you are.
There's no going back now. But what are the commies saying, dude?
Someone said they don't think Thierry Henry will be a good coach. And then we have people also saying Henry.
Hey, remember when we talked about 6 months ago about
Henry
giving people names when you talk about them in the comments, just so you can humanize them?
Siddharth
Okay, let's not go with names then.
So I apologize for not pronouncing it correctly. Henry should start small.
Is it weird that every time we say Henri, I think about the office dog?
Yeah.
Like it's the first
That's my
thought that I
first
have.
thought too,
Yeah.
to be honest.
That dog
I miss him, man.
No, dude.
I miss him.
He
He
stole
was so
someone else's
surly.
name.
He was so surly.
But it is.
He was just
a
an
good
angry little
yeah.
dog.
Poor little thing.
He didn't care about
A lot of health
anything.
issues.
Yeah, for sure.
FIFA Team of the Week. Have all you guys at home gotten the new game or had a chance to play it?
Get them commies to shout it out, Pat. Are they playing FIFA?
Sorry,
Are they playing FIFA?
I was talking
Are
about
they playing FIFA? Has everyone had a chance to do the
Yeah.
game? Is there a favorite game mode that they like right now?
Yeah, dude, has everyone watched the FIFA Showdown last few episodes?
The
Yours
Showdown?
isn't out yet, right?
Nope.
Okay.
It's coming out soon. Not gonna reveal
19.
anything because I learned my lesson.
Learn your lesson.
Give me that.
FIFA 19.
Bring
I
it
played
in.
once yesterday. I lost to Matt.
You guys
1-0.
mind bringing it back to this whole... There it is. I can feel your pulse in your hand right now. That's sick. Dude.
That's tight,
science.
dude.
Science.
Science
Advances
is
in
dope.
modern science. We have a graphic to reveal. Oh, there it is. What do you know? We're all on the same page right now.
It sounds like we got some Pez
Review Team of the Week, guys. What are we thinking?
Look at that Mbappe card, 88, 97 pace. That is just rude, and I don't like it. And if anyone uses that card against me, I will find you and track you down and hurt you.
Do you play whatever mode?
Ultimate Team?
Yeah.
I do. It's a terrible
Aaron,
drain on my life and
Caleb is
resources.
saying Juve is too good in FIFA 19. Is that true?
They are super good. They're probably overpowered a little bit. They're really good in FIFA.
But in FIFA 19, when you do the regular, it has the form guide, right? Like real life form translates into the way they play.
Yeah. You can update that stuff. It is kind of dope, right?
Yeah, I can't wait till my kids are old enough so that I can use that as an excuse to play that again. Because right now, can't do it.
Yeah.
Because like if I give the controller to my daughter, she'll throw it against the wall and break it.
That's tight.
That's the way she sees video games.
That's tight.
She's great though.
She is great, but you know she doesn't respect video games.
They murdered Zlatan's card. Has it been hit hard? Is it not good?
Did they?
That's
did
what
it go down?
that's what Dubs.
I don't actually know what his card looks like.
Zlatan broke 20 goals this year. Is that not ridiculous?
Is he gonna leave?
He's like 21 and 22. He's
To
absolutely
where?
going to leave.
He wants to like.
Acete Milani.
Really?
AC Milan, yeah.
Is he really going to?
There was
Or Egypt.
rumors
One of
those
Egypt
two.
because
Egypt
Pyramids FC or whatever got that loot.
The crew at my deli were very
The
stoked
glop,
about that.
glop, glop. That Gloppington. He's
but-
going to be, they're like worshipped in Egypt. If any other country he goes to, he's just gonna go on like a nice farewell tour around the world and
Good for
like
him.
until his legs fall off,
And
which
good
is
for Egypt
kind of
too.
tight.
Like him playing in the Egyptian league would be sick.
Yeah,
I'm
Okay,
down.
not really. I don't see why that would be sick.
because the crowds
Why
are gonna
not?
be amazing. They're gonna love him.
Because those two teams that are huge and get a lot of fans, those are gonna be sick games.
I know, but like, why? Okay, but like, why is playing in the Egyptian league sick?
Why is I don't know. It just like not like for
I get what you're
it's just
saying,
like
but
it's not like oh this is sick. It's just like oh that's sick.
no, it's not
Can
how
you
you said it. No, you pretty much said it like it was the sickest thing ever.
No, I don't think it'll be the sickest thing. It's the sickest thing.
You
I don't
made it
think
sound like he was playing for the Cosmos.
it's not. Oh, that's sick. It's oh that's sick. There's a tone difference.
Yeah.
I think it'd be
don't know.
sick.
I think you have some tonal
Why
issues
not?
right now.
I mean, he played it in MLS. It's basically the same quality.
Guys, what formations are you guys running on
kidding.
your team on your
Kidding.
ultimate team? Is that what it's called?
What do I do?
Yeah.
What formations you guys running? Who's on your team? Who's your favorite player? I'd love to know those things. Type them into Pat. Pat will send them our
this
way.
every
And he won't tell us your name when he reads
I
it.
messed up.
He'll say somebody
I did
or
it
some
again.
person, a random person.
Martin's gonna yell at me.
All right, moving on from that then. Ballon d'Or. Aaron, how does the voting work?
I don't actually know. I want to
That was
know.
a quick segment.
I want to know from the comments. Like, I don't know how the voting works at all.
That's a
Like,
popularity contest. Benzema's on
I think
it.
it is. Like, I'm pretty sure it's just a popularity contest.
Immobile didn't get on it, and he scored 150,000 goals. But Benzema's on it. He scored like
I don't
6.
understand how any of it works, if we're gonna be honest. And
I love Benzema,
I'm
by
tired
the
of
way.
it. I don't.
He wears Versace glasses and does his hand like this in every photo.
Benzema is the greatest footballer alive. Like, honestly, he's just the greatest footballer alive. Do you think that people are like so used to Messi being great that they like underrate him now? Do you think that's a thing? Or they're just sick of seeing his name in the Ballon d'Or rankings?
I don't know. All I know is that there was a common theme when they did the FIFA Pro 11, right? That the FIFA Pro is like voted by players, and it would come to our club, and you would literally just somebody would be like, "We need it today," and you just take it and you just write down the 11 names that you would have on the top of your head,
Right.
which is how like it was literally the entire back line of Real Madrid like every year for like 7 or 8 years when they didn't win anything for like a couple of those
Yeah.
years. But you're just like,
They just
oh yeah,
carries
Sergio
on name
Ramos,
recognition.
Marcelo, that makes sense because there's no incentive for a player to vote for other like. At an MLS level, you're not thinking about who the actual best players in the world are. You're more like you fall into a different segmentation. You don't watch that much soccer when you're playing professionally because you're playing professionally. So you get your fix and you're watching some games and you're watching video around the games that you are. But you're not like we are, where you literally could identify the 11. I feel like we could accurately identify a closer best 11 in our office than 90% of players playing professionally.
Because like that's their life and
Yeah.
they're consumed by it and they don't want to consume it outside of that as much.
Yeah, like the storylines don't run on for them. They're just like you watch a game, you watch a Champions League game. If it's a big game, you watch the knockout stages. At least that was my habits. And you just weren't adamantly following storylines from a whole year to know like who that 21-year-old was or who's that guy that should have been in there that wasn't. You don't know that Modric has been good for the last 4 years, not just this season in the World Cup.
Right. Fair. 41 goals in 45 appearances is a lot of goals. That's like normal Messi though. That I feel like
Standard Messi.
I feel like he didn't score 51 in 45. He's slacking this year,
He didn't have enough hat tricks. He needs to do better.
Slowing down.
Luka Modric, the central figure in Croatia's run to the World Cup final. Luka was merited with Player of the Tournament alongside winning the FIFA Best Player Award in September.
That's tight.
Pretty impressive.
Luka Modric is dope. I wish he was on my team, and he is not, which makes me sad. You know?
You shouldn't be sad about it.
Why?
It's just, I mean, you can be upset.
Okay.
I don't want to see you sad.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
What else do we have on that screen? You got more stuff?
I wish I could see the screen.
Oh, that's tight. The Egyptian won both the Premier League Player of the Year and Golden Boot Awards as his 44 goals in all competitions helped Liverpool on their way to a Champions League final where he was cheated by Sergio Ramos and has not been the same since.
Wow.
He needs some milk.
That's the small
That boy
print that
needs
you guys
some
don't
milk.
see.
Yeah, they don't get to
Tommy's
see
got
those.
a lot of opinions on
Ooh,
this.
Mbappe, I love him. How much money do you think Mbappe is worth on the open market right now? If PSG were just not, how much money do you think it would take?
I really don't know.
The numbers are dumb right now, aren't they? Like, they don't make sense.
I thought that, yeah, the numbers are dumb. Then we need a market reset in real estate, especially California real estate because it's super expensive there. New York real estate, where all of you guys live, needs a reset there. And the transfer market needs a reset.
Yeah.
Those are the three things. Well, there's other things in the world that we should fix first. But
Should we just start over and just rebuild this world from bottom up?
I just want to walk away.
brick by brick, one subscriber by one subscriber, if all of the commies tell their 10 favorite best friends about this show, and then they tell 10 people, that right there is how we build this audience, and then we sell them multi-level marketing things like protein shakes and whatever.
Water
we get all
bottles,
these guys as subscribers,
T-shirts,
water bottles, subscribers, and then they go on and they sell,
snacks,
and then they become business owners, and then that's how you build the thing. We all sit on top making a bunch of money.
What's the number you think Mbappe's worth?
220 million
Is that with a dollar sign or the European one?
euro.
Okay.
Repeating, of course.
Can we talk?
XPO says 275 million.
Have the commies heard about the man who keeps that thing on him?
Can we talk about that now? No, the commies. Hey, speaking of commies, we got to talk about this guy. Aaron, take that away.
Okay. Okay. So, Ivan Savides.
Wait. We're skipping Jessica McDonald here on the women's side. Showdown teaser. Do we not have one? Oh, we don't have one. Okay, man. We'll get that on the next show.
We'll get him next time.
We'll
get him next time. Okay, so Ivan Savides owns PAOK Saloniki, I believe. He is a Greek-Russian billionaire. He was previously, we have talked about him on this show. He's the dude that strode onto the pitch with a gun, with that thing on him. Yeah, that's him.
Stanced up.
And he was stanced up. All the way stanced up. And we thought that was the peak of it. But it appears he is not only a man who keeps that thing on him on pitch, off pitch as well. He's apparently a Russian spy, which is wild.
That's so sick. We need more Russian spies in football.
I just want crazy stories in football, to be honest. Like, I thought it was wild enough that he just walked on the field with a gun. Because, like, that...
Dude, that is
what possesses
sick.
you? Like the stance though, he was stanced up.
Well, he's in an active stance when he's walking. Like that is a controlled position. Most of his balance is at his core, which means he's walking forward with full control right there. It's really bad, but when they do teach you like active shooter stances in like academies where you get your shooting licenses, they teach you like this balancing kind of thing of like your equilibrium, that you always have control of your weight so that it's not shifted. And he's definitely under control right there.
Yeah.
He's definitely done. He rehearsed that walk multiple times.
That's his gun walk. See him walking with a limp. That's his gun walk.
That's my dad walking out to the fire pit when he heard us being too loud.
That's when you catch Johnny in the kitchen eating sugar.
That is a guy who Johnny.
After
telling lies. Johnny's absolutely been telling lies. Eating all that sugar.
Who's the most likely on the live team to be a Russian spy?
Mike. 100% Mike.
I think Mike too.
Mike or Vaz for Flores. They've both been to Russia. They both got a little bit of a shifty look about them.
I think Stat Jack, who has been a spy for COPA90 US memes, and literally is wearing an earpiece right now in the middle of a show that's not related to the show, is, in my opinion, a little too obvious.
And is listening to the Soviet national anthem right now. Also, he hangs out with Russian people.
That's true. That's true also, isn't it?
Without revealing Jack's personal life.
And like he's so disciplined.
Let's dox him.
He's so disciplined.
Let's dox him.
Also, his address is as follows.
But also when he gets told don't say a word, he won't say a word, and that's a certain level of discipline that only a spy could have.
Yeah.
Because I need to talk regularly, and if somebody told me don't talk, that would mean talk louder.
Yeah,
And for Stat Jack though, you say don't talk, and he will sit silently for a week.
Yeah.
And that right there
Jack's loyal.
is training. That is a professional training. He can tap into that psyche.
He's a good guy.
What do you think his trigger word is?
He can also hold his breath
spy,
for
but a
like
good guy.
65 seconds.
Yeah.
Over
a minute.
Underwater.
Yeah.
Not above water.
Antoine Griezmann had a gender reveal.
What?
Is he
Isn't
not
that like a very
for the
American thing?
baby?
Yeah. I know.
They didn't reveal what gender he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was having a baby and did like a target practice thing where they hit it and then balloons fell out. Do we have a video of that or no? Okay.
Keep going.
I got 2 questions for you. First, do you think that was his first shot?
No.
Absolutely
He's
not.
there all day. He's on a GoPro.
Second, isn't like a gender reveal, a sex reveal, whatever, isn't that like a pretty American thing? He wants to be American so bad.
He does. He definitely saw
I
an
love
NBA
Dallas
player do
Close.
that. And like shoot a basketball and it swished and then like it exploded into a pink or a blue.
Yeah.
So it's a boy?
And then, and
Blue is boy?
yes.
How bad does he wish he was Kristaps Porzingis?
Pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Probably more, yeah. Anyway.
Griezmann to Miami
point
MLS
where
2020.
He's put himself in some tough positions to be playing basketball.
We're not gonna get into that.
Look, I do think that's pretty cool. It's an exciting time for him. Also, does he not get enough attention? Why do we need to know what's going on there? But again, brand building off your children. Smart idea. Sometimes. But great shot, by the way. I couldn't have hit that. But we are living in the world now where you can do like first take, and it's like the 100th.
We can't rule out with his predicted trajectory in his career that boy could end up being U.S. eligible.
That's true.
Honestly,
he could transfer in the
he's
next
probably gonna
9 months, and that boy would be born in the United States.
True.
Totally.
Or he could transfer anytime, and his kid's gonna grow up in the States, you know, play in MLS.
I'm calling it right now.
Retires in Miami or something, you know.
You're saying Antoine Griezmann's son is going to play for the U.S.
Hit me up in about 16 and a half years on the virtual reality platforms that we're all living
Mike,
on.
can you put that into your calendar in 16 and a half years?
From your underwater tank, which we live because
me $1 every once a year
for
99 years.
No, 99,000 years.
99,000 years.
It's different.
Oh, that's sick.
So my calendar's all booked.
Hey, Mike.
With half
Hey,
information.
Mike's gonna be out of here in
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Yeah, well now 9 because that was a long story about $1.
No,
But
it's $99,000.
let's talk about 16 and a half years from now just real quick, okay? Who in this room are you guys most worried about of where they're going to be in 16 and a half years from now?
Griezmann's son.
No, in this room.
Oh.
Jack.
Stat
'Cause
Jack,
you
if he
can't-
doesn't do his job as a spy
Listen.
right, he could be in a big trouble.
Spies don't have a long track record of like living happily ever after.
I'm worried about Mike, and I'm worried about Vice for Flores. I'm not worried about Vice for Flores. I think more Vice for Flores is going to be like,
You know,
he's going to own like a sweat lodge in the desert somewhere, and like I'm not going to get into what goes on at the sweat lodge in terms of like the dietitian, dietary restrictions.
You know who I'm truly worried about actually? Andrew, because after his all-inclusive weekend in Dominican, that man, we might have something to worry about there. He came back not feeling so good.
I'm confident that I'll be the same exact person in 16 years.
I feel like that's probably accurate.
So
Yeah.
I'll even wearing the shirt still.
Will you wear it out?
Out where?
Will you wear that outfit out in 16 and a half years?
Wear it out like outside or
Like
like
just
worn
out of this building. Do you actually wear that outfit outside?
Yeah.
What color would you call those pants, by the way?
I don't know. Some days they're green, some days they're brown. They shift.
Olive?
Olive.
I'd go solid
There
olive.
it is. It's just olive. That's the answer. Solve the problem.
Some
Okay?
days green, some
They
days
don't
brown.
change colors. It's just one color.
It depends.
It's called
no,
a mix of green
truly,
and brown.
it depends. No, it depends
He
what
nailed
shirt
it.
you're wearing. If you're wearing one color shirt,
No,
it's
I
brown.
think
If
it's
you're
just
wearing
they're just
olive
olive
brown.
pants.
I think you
man.
nailed it,
Brown.
dude. I think you nailed it, and you should say thank you because the next person that asks you what color those are, you don't have to make it a long answer. You just say olive.
Oh my God, Igal's calling me
What is going on?
Why does he get to take phone calls?
because I'm not a spy.
Yeah, that's true. Look, today is 1 year to the day of the tragic
That was a terrible
day where the U.S. men's national team did not qualify for the World Cup.
What were you doing at 5:55 a year ago, Pat? You were in Trinidad.
I was there.
Yeah. Terrible
I had also had it for breakfast.
Dude, KFC in other countries is really good. I'm not
It's
saying it's not
really
good
good.
here.
Really
okay? In the case KFC wants to sponsor the show.
Yeah.
But I told my story of in South Africa, KFC was the best meal that I had down in South Africa.
I feel like it's because they use like the locally sourced ingredients.
really
Like they
good
spice
fried
it the way
chicken.
that they
Super
spice
good.
it in that country. Like it's.
But no,
You're
yeah,
not
I was at the game. I watched the panic unfold. It was actually super. One of the most depressing sports-related things I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
What's another one?
Every day of my life.
with the Cosmos.
Just dreaming about what could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was rough. What were you guys doing?
I was sitting in my girlfriend's parents' house watching it with their family, and like we were kind of laughing because we were like, "Oh, they started terribly," and then they just kept playing real bad, and it wasn't funny anymore.
I was in Dubai.
Wow, that's a light flex.
I remember that.
I was in Dubai on vacation.
I was swimming in coins in Dubai.
And I slept through it because I was like, this is a wash. US is going to get this easy. But also, I was just really kind of nervous about it. So I just slept through the whole game, woke up. First thing was on my phone. And like I had a bunch of messages on my phone. And I thought it was just like this big joke people were playing on me. Then I went on to Twitter and scrolled and just went into this whole like, is this a dream? Am I actually, because it was like really early in the morning that I woke up. It was completely dark in my room. And it was just me constantly just being like, wake up, wake up, wake up, something's not right. And turns out that
Things were not right.
things were not right.
Yeah.
And that was devastating. It was truly something that I never thought would happen having played in the national teams that I played in. There was always a concern as to whether we would ever dominate in CONCACAF, truly, in the way that we played every single game, but there was never a question as to whether we would qualify or not within our teams, within those leaders that I played with and I was around, because there was just an understanding where you looked each other in the eyes and you're like, do not let this team down. And if you mess up, I'm there to cover you. It was a vibe, it was an aura, it was a culture that was built, and that changed.
Yeah,
Clearly.
I remember. It was crazy. I remember because like I was alone in that hotel room, very alone, because no one ever sends me with any company.
Well, it's also because they stopped letting me travel with you, so.
Yeah, it's crazy because we became too good of friends, and that threatens the establishment. No, but I was sitting in the hotel watching Taylor Twellman yell at me, and it was like, wow. And I remember the thing that made me really hurt, and it was Omar Gonzalez having to face media after that. I could never imagine. That was so like that's the part that made me the most sad. That and seeing Christian Pulisic crying in the elevator. Forgot to mention that one.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Imagine like
you were
your
staying at the
greatest
hotel?
failure at
No,
work.
but I was right across the street, and I went over to just like see what the fans were up to, and like there was like a hotel with like a bunch of like literally bawling players, and I was like, ah.
Dude, that's rough.
I was like, eh.
That sucks.
Look, do you think much has changed now? Do you think it's far enough removed of the World Cup that people have forgotten how much we failed, or do you think that lingers? I don't feel
No,
like
because
I
I
don't
think
feel the
I-
linger anymore. There's just so much going on in U.S. soccer.
Yeah, I don't.
It's bright.
kinda
Like I
feels
know
like you don't-
USSF put out the thing today about like the new like the past is past and all that. And the thing is, like, it's hard to measure it because like it was such like a, I don't want to say fluke, but it was like such a, like, it shouldn't have happened, and I doubt it'll ever happen again. So like you can't really, I feel like we can't measure it based on like the current group of guys, but the current group of guys are awesome and like. they're
Yeah, I've
winning,
talked to a
and
few
they-
people within the national team setup, and they were just like, this change of not qualifying has been a nice change because the pressure has been off the players, and they've been able to bring in young players and allow them to sort of rebond as a generation of players that are going to come forward, right? So focusing on bigger picture people who are like core people to the future of the setup, and allowing those players to actually spend a decent amount of time together regularly and play games together and all those types of things. And they said it was a really, like the vibe in the locker room was like a reset. The vibe at the training grounds, in the hotel, in the meal rooms was like a reset. And it was this refreshing excitement of players honored to be there, players excited to be there, players wanting to prove something. And that was something that I think was missing for a while.
With you saying that, and a lot of commies are talking about it, so I'm going to bring it up. What do you think about Michael Bradley being in the latest roster?
I mean, of all people that you could call in right now, right? They're not going to make the playoffs, Toronto.
Yeah.
He is probably the most capped player in the national team right now. He's still, maybe 30 years old? Maybe he turns 31 this year, I think, because he's born in 87.
There'd be no way.
Yeah, I think so.
He's experienced it all. Why would you not bring him in, you know?
Yeah, I think
At a certain point, you bring that core group back together, right? And then you start to bring in other leaders in isolation that can lead the right way. Now, if you bring in Michael and Brad Gazan like they did, and then you start to bring in 3-4 other guys, say you bring in Dempsey, say you bring in Howard, say you bring in Omar Gonzalez, or whatever, you start to create a different dynamic of like, you run the risk of creating factions, right? Who spends the time around what players mold towards what players, who's looking for an identity in there. Or I think having one guy like Michael Bradley, who's been through it all, has been in the national team setup since like 2007 now, like literally over 10 years, and then Brad Gazan, who's been in it both as a starter and an odd starter. I think that's the right amount of people, whether it's Michael or somebody else, the right amount of veterans you want to bring into the team so that
to like facilitate the transition.
Yeah, the transition
period.
to lead the team, to lead by showing, because he's a great professional, but not have so much kind of like scorn in the room that it can lead to like tearing that team apart.
Right.
I can see why people are like maybe bitter or upset about it, but yeah, I don't know anything.
But what are people upset about with Michael Bradley?
I think people are just upset. Like I think some people are just kind of like anyone that was on the field in Trinidad should never see the shirt again. Which I think there's a part of me that agrees with that, but also it's like I couldn't imagine, especially without a head coach, I couldn't imagine like trying just like getting a bunch of group of young you guys and be like this is like create a new culture, because like there has to be some transition of like the positives of
but also
as a guy who played in the many national team
whoever's saying that as a fan can shut the F up.
Whoa! He swore again.
Because you're essentially saying people don't deserve a second chance in life. And I would love to talk to every single one of those people that are sitting as Twitter warriors right now telling me what they've accomplished in their life that allows them to talk about other people who made mistakes.
98% of commies have never messed up. That's a real stat.
Oh, I'm not talking about the commies. I'm talking about outside the commies, okay? Because the commies join the
commies are exempt because they're, I mean,
it's like
flawless individuals.
I feel you.
Only.
It's like sales tax in Oregon. You know, you don't do it. You know, it just doesn't happen. You get it.
It's like income
but my
tax in
point is
Florida.
that it's really easy for other people to be like, oh, no player should ever step on the field again, whatever. And in theory, that anger is real and that anger is valid, but like to suggest that is just ridiculous, because it's like any one of those people, me going to their job or whatever they do and saying like, you don't deserve to ever do that again, which is just not realistic.
Someone did that to me. It'd be a nightmare.
I would smack somebody for
What
saying
about
something
the
like
coach situation though? Shouldn't they hire one?
What's the rush?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We're not that far out from like, I mean, the Gold Cup, stuff like that. Like, what wouldn't you want to coach
They'll
in a
have a
leader?
coach by the Gold Cup.
What?
They'll have a coach by the Gold Cup.
I know,
They'll have a
but
coach by
like,
January.
I guess I guess there's no real rush. You think they're waiting for Berhalter to finish?
It could be.
MLS?
It could be Oscar Peralta, Pareja. Not Peralta. It could be Oscar Pareja. It could be. I mean, Berhalter's the most qualified.
Mourinho.
There've been rumors that Heath Pierce is thinking about taking the job.
Imagine.
Dude, I did get an email the other day about doing my B license.
Where's the
but I
national
shouldn't
team
be
center?
coach.
It's in LA. Just saying.
It's in Kansas City now, isn't it? Or it's gonna be.
Don't bring
What?
facts into this.
Yeah, that's true. This is not a faction
Don't
show.
you
I'm sorry.
dare!
Yeah.
Don't you dare!
In short, I think the
What's wrong with
the
you?
national team will be fine.
The national team will be fine. I think they'll get a good coach. I think that there is no rush to do that. I think by January is no different than doing it now. They have these games, and I think that while Bob Bradley was an interim and became a really great head coach, and the national team has made a career out of it, I don't think Saracen is that guy. But I do think Saracen has been doing a great job with working with young players now and empowering them to just kind of rebuild their generation for the future. So I think
I've been pleasantly surprised by Saracen. Like, he's played a lot of young players. They've played like relatively positive soccer. Like I don't want him as a long-term coach, but like as an interim coach, yeah, I've been pretty impressed. I would like to see them soon hire a manager, because I want us to like establish a style of play and kind of like start to fit players into that, so they know what they're getting, like they know what is expected of them. But like you said, I don't think there's a huge rush. But I do want come on, let's move forward. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing.
But there's only so many international breaks between now and the summer tournaments. I think you'd want
agree.
somebody.
But by the way, I was saying the same thing, that those players don't deserve to step on the field again when it happened.
Yeah.
That's emotion.
In the motion.
Yeah, and in the heat of the moment,
yeah.
I agree with that. But like, time has passed, and that doesn't mean you don't nail these guys to the cross. That's just not what you do. Like time, you have to get over things, because we're all capable of making fatal or massive errors. But anyways, there's the U.S. is playing against Colombia on October 11th. Mike snuck out. 7:30 p.m. And then on the 16th at 7:30 p.m. against Peru, both Eastern Standard Time. Eastern time, not standard time.
Remember we went to the Peru
Different
game
time of
together?
year. What?
Remember we went to the Peru game?
That's true.
Red Bull Arena together?
Was Matt there? I
Matt
hadn't
was
seen
there,
Matt
but in a different place.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We saw that fight, and then we ate that popcorn. I think. I might have made that up. Did we eat popcorn that night?
Remember when we were gonna get food and then we just rushed out instead of getting food to catch the train?
I think we never told anyone about that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
We didn't stay at the game till the end. Dude, you don't want to get caught chasing those pack trains, man.
Wow.
10 minutes left. That game was a wash. Peru crushed Iceland. So like, you gotta, you know the story.
Wow.
You already
What if
know
we
what
get
it is.
retroactively disciplined for leaving early?
Yeah, that's true.
Matt, come on, dude.
Anyways.
Matt's emailing someone.
Yeah. Let's move. Pat, North Carolina trip. Talk to us about it.
Oh yeah, I went down to the CONCACAF Women's Championships going on right now, which is the World Cup qualification for the Women's World Cup. Went down and watched the U.S. play Mexico.
They smashed them, huh?
It was a bit of a. They smashed them. It was 1-0 after the first half, and I was like, oh wow, Mexico are like they're playing, but I think the U.S. were just kind of taking it easy in the first half, and they beat. I think it was 6-1. I think. 6-1. No, 6-0. I think it was 6-0. Did they score? Mexico scored.
Maybe it was 6-0.
I don't know why I don't remember, but it was fun.
5-1. 5-1.
Good turnout. North Carolina is I think very much trying to become like a hub for the national teams, especially the women's. And there's a really good women's soccer community down there.
Sure is.
The North Carolina Courage won the NWSL, and people were there. Like that stadium had a good crowd. It was like 5,000.
Weren't you screaming corruption about that a while back?
Yeah, you want me to get into that?
No, don't get into that.
Right.
Keep going.
Don't open the gates, man, if you don't want me to come out swinging. But no, yeah, the women's team is...
You didn't have Bojangles while you were there, and that disappoints me so deeply.
I'm sorry. I had a good time.
I didn't get one text from you like, hey man, where should I get some food? And you know what?
I know
I was not around, and I'm just thinking about that now, but still mad at you.
Honestly,
you
it
know?
didn't really register. I didn't register where I was. You know?
Sure.
But I am going to the semifinal and final in Dallas. I leave Sunday, and I expect to see the United States qualify for the World Cup. But I'm also a curse, so maybe they won't.
I cannot wait for that World Cup once they do qualify.
In France?
I get so excited about
the
women's team just because they're really good.
Yeah, I like
to rally behind really good teams.
Yeah, it's nice to have
they're
one
super
that's-
talented, and they have like some nasty dribblers, and I'm all in on that.
It really is like I said it on the Instagram stories feed or whatever, but like. It was,
wow, we get it.
No,
You're
I'm just
featured
saying,
on the Instagram stories.
We
feed.
cover a lot of
Wow.
soccer, but like rarely do I get to see like the best soccer, and that was it.
Yeah.
The best.
It's pretty impressive. Okay, well let's talk about some MLS action. We're heading towards the Los Playoffs.
That's Spanish for the playoffs.
Yeah,
let's tell you. I'll translate for our audience.
Wait,
here.
what are we gonna talk about?
Eliminarios or
What's
eliminatarios.
Jack doing?
What's
Jack
the
got
goalie
two.
doing?
Everyone, before we get into
do we have a
playoffs-
graphic to throw up for that one?
Really quick before we get into playoffs.
When did you guys get this new tech, dude? Huh?
This is amazing.
New tech?
This is honestly amazing.
No,
I didn't
seriously, did you not
expect
get
this
new
at all.
tech? It's pretty impressive. Like,
tight.
we're able to actually like do quarter screen, full screen, half screen, split screen, like all that kind of stuff. It's like by 2021, this show is going to be at least semi-pro.
That's sick.
At least semi-pro. No, that's actually it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I like the show. It's the best show in the history of the internet. Let's talk about the playoffs started today. This is what it would look like. FC Dallas.
Wow, they just dropped us
we
in
did
the
that.
bottom? Oh
That's so crazy, dude. I'm impressed about the
This is
tech, dude. Someone walk me
wild.
through this. We need to
Oh,
walk
man.
through. ATL would play the winner of NYCFC Montreal. We're starting on the East, naturally. Red Bulls would play the winner of Philly Columbus. Wow. Lots at stake there. Philly, obviously, I think they've only really made the playoffs once in their history. Columbus, all that turmoil.
Don't they
within the club
have
could
Philly?
go
Philly just got a
on.
new mascot, didn't they?
Barber?
The snake.
The snake.
Philly is full of fun new mascots, but we probably won't get any Gritty. But yeah, they
That's
got
not
a snake with arms.
Shout out Gritty though. Shout out Gritty.
Shout out Gritty.
FC Dallas will play the winner of LAFC RSL. Impressive though, RSL. They're hanging on for, but that's not fair because RSL actually has a game in hand. I mean, somebody that on the outside has a game in hand right now in RSL. So not very fair of Matt Flores to build it this way right now because it's very circumstantial. These are not uneven games right now. Montreal, same thing.
I hope
are sitting with a game in hand over somebody.
DC, right?
but pretty cool.
Wait,
Dope.
SKC is always silently good, by the way.
Oh, they still have the best defense in the league, right?
yeah, why is that? Who?
You watch more MLS than anyone in.
Combined.
Yes. Do they have the best defense in the league?
It's up there. It's top 20.
It's true.
Okay. The West is so weird, right? I feel like I agree. I feel like I never hear about FC Dallas and barely hear about Sporting Kansas City, and they're like the best two teams in the West.
FC Dallas went through a rough patch earlier this year, and then they started trending upwards again recently.
How did they?
But
figure it
SKC is good because they make minor changes every single year. Like they add one or two really good players, they let one or two go,
They
and
keep
then they
that
fill
core.
in that bench core of like deeper in the roster.
Peter
and
Vermes is a good coach.
Yeah, he's a good coach. He's like incremental changes.
Their
Whereas
stadium is sick. Their crowd's dope. Like
But-
they're just a.
But
good,
that I think is an investment from the entire club, right? Which is like Peter Vermes is a long-term option.
Right.
You're not going to win every year, but you've won one now.
You're gonna keep
and
building,
You're going to keep
focused
building. You've
on
won
one-
Open Cups. Like, keep adding to it. Continue to build that fan base, that loyalty, and all those types of things. Like what they're doing there, I think is like the right way to do it, as opposed to throwing a new manager in every year and a half or year, like San Jose is going through right now. Just keep churning them in and out.
It's pretty cool to like see that from an American club that like actually they seem to establish an identity. Like they have a core fan base, they have their stadium, they have the way that they that organization is run. And I don't know if it's completely down, not completely just Vermes, but like they just seem to have like a continuity. It's kind of like they haven't won championships, but it's kind of like the Spurs in the NBA. Like you just kind of know what you're getting from them.
Yeah.
Totally.
You know?
I
People
agree.
in the comments.
Was it 2012 or 13 that they won the MLS Cup?
I think so, yeah.
Baller team. But they've been in the playoffs every year. They don't have like a
They
rebuild
stay around,
year.
they stick around.
Yeah.
Keep it
They're gonna
going.
need a bigger
And in
stadium at some
MLS,
point.
you're always like, again, you're like 6 games away from a final when you get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they make the playoffs every year, so every year they have a chance, which is pretty cool.
Tight.
What are the commies saying?
DC could still make the playoffs, says Diwani.
Dude, I still love this Wayne Rooney story. How he like is trying to like carry balls in training, like grab the cones and stuff. Like he's just apparently is a great teammate and like has been a real leader and is enjoying himself in the league. Not only playing well, but it seems like a cool story.
Is it
like,
borderline unfair that they had like all these home games because of the stadium building, which like felt like
Like
a
in a
disadvantage
row?
early on? But
I
then,
mean, like,
they
but-
signed
But
Rooney
that,
late.
dude, that's,
and
what
it's
started
that's the
Kansas
thing,
City's original runs back in the days. Like their first year that they were great. Jack's still in here?
He's on the floor, man. He's
Oh,
doing it big time.
That scared me. They had like their first 8 to 10 games on the road while their stadium was getting completed, and if you do all right there,
Yeah, you
like
just,
you
like,
learn
get-
to
Yeah,
grind
if
it
you
out on the
don't- if you
road,
escape,
it puts
like,
you way
if
ahead.
you escape
They got
without
2 games in
getting
hand right now.
smashed,
Like
yeah.
if they do that, they
Imagine
would
just like
finish in
playing
sixth.
out,
in there.
like you're in
right
good form, and then
there.
it's like, oh yeah, we basically only have home games. Like that rules.
You know what it is.
But
Do you think Wando's gonna break Landon Donovan's record? By the way, I don't think this is in the rundown,
Well,
but he's on 144. Lando's has 145, and I think there's 2 games left.
will he retire after this?
I mean, they're gonna their season's over, so they're gonna have to start Wando for the last 2 games and play him 90 minutes, right? You gotta
Yeah,
go.
you
for
have
the
to.
Will he retire?
100%.
Did he announce
If
retirement?
he gets
No,
it,
I bet he does
probably.
one more year.
Because like
He's
I feel like
sticking
if he
around till
gets
he breaks it.
yeah,
Yeah, if he breaks
gets
it.
it, he might retire. But
yeah.
Dude, how much when you're older and you've got 2 goals to get and you don't want to play anymore, but you got to get those goals. Imagine doing one more season going.
play
Like,
free freedom.
Dude, that's me every game. of
another
Power
whole
Conference.
year to get out of here, dude.
Another
Power Falcons.
Dude,
preseason.
also, he has to be pretty stoked because this is what the commies I've been calling for since the beginning of the show. If he plays another year, he's going to get to play with Almeida, who is going to be fun to watch, hopefully.
Yeah.
Who knows if he'll figure out the MLS roster system.
I saw him in a
which is
big round
difficult.
brim hat on his Instagram, and I was like, "This is my kind of coach."
Almeida? Oh, yeah, he's sick.
Yeah.
He's super sick.
He looks like a baller.
He's got the flow.
Also won 2 trophies at Chivas, which is like incredible.
He's also like a specialist at taking the worst clubs and making them good, which, no offense to San Jose, but they're the worst club in MLS this year. Right? Or
That's not offensive. They have the least points out of anyone.
He got River promoted. He got Chivas a trophy, first one in 11 years, and now it's time for San Jose.
Hey, spit that knowledge. You know I like it when you talk that stuff.
When we talk about this side of the world, it's where I start to watch the game.
What that brain do? That brain do? All right, cool. That's pretty impressive. Would you rather have Zlatan or Wayne Rooney on your team?
Right now, Wayne Rooney.
Interesting. Why is that?
Because I feel like the games are piling up, are gonna pile up, and he still looks like he has a lot in his legs. And I think overall,
He's got 2 games. They got 2 games left.
yeah, I know. But I feel like he's got more in his legs going into the playoffs, and he just seems to be like
Fair.
he seems to be a good leader right now for this team, for his team. He's like working on both sides of the ball. Zlatan is
got
Zlatan.
21 goals and 9 assists.
He does.
That's insane.
It is.
Like, on any other year where there wasn't Martinez scoring 30 goals, he's on 30 right now, by the way, which is ridiculous. Like, that's a lot of goals. That's a good amount of goals.
They're both smacking it, crushing
But also,
it.
Bradley Wright Phillips broke 20 for the third season, which is also not fair. If I was Bradley, they should be able to go to Bradley Wright Phillips and say, here's a retro contract that doesn't count against anything, but we're just going to give you a bunch of millions of dollars because you've been the best player to ever play for this club.
Doesn't sound like a good business.
100% best player to ever play for the New York Red Bulls is Bradley Wright Phillips. Remember that. Write that down. Better than Rafa Marquez, better than Thierry Henry, better than Tim Cahill, better than Bouna Condol, better than anybody that they've ever had at that club, better than Chris Armas, better than Mike Petke, better than Juninho, who was there for a short time, better than Tony Miola, better than, who else do they have on
Tab
there?
Ramos, did he play for the Montreal Stars?
Yuri Jorkaeff was there for like a year and got on their like Hall of Fame thing.
Look at this guy.
Actually, Juan Pablo Angel was the second best player to ever play for the club because he scored like 50 goals in like 2 seasons, which is.
Doesn't he have? I think he has like the worst.
Clint Mathis during his best period was a baller.
Can these Red Bull fans chill out?
Bradley Wright Phillips is the best player to ever play for that club. At the level that the league is now, and at the level that he's started, and the way that he's scored goals consistently, he's the best player to ever play for the New York Red Bulls. And then it's Heath Pierce.
Put it on wax.
And then
everybody else.
And then like
everybody else just falls in the order.
You'll
find the order.
There's only one more spot on the podium, and then the rest don't matter.
Yeah.
So let's say Bradley Wright Phillips, Heath Pierce, Thierry Henry. We wrap this show up, with some Black Power rankings, and then we'll get out of here. Does that work?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Now,
All right.
But now if Bradley Phillips isn't on the BPR.
Wait, are we doing rapid fire or no?
Yeah, call for it now.
Hey guys, listen, we're gonna do a little something I call rapid fire. It means you're gonna give us questions. We're gonna spend 5 minutes answering each one.
All right, Black Power rankings, and then we're gonna go to rapid fire, and then we're all gonna get out of here because my wife's trying to sell a couch, and I'm trying to get some monies for it.
Why are you
Anybody want a
Shmoney's.
couch?
Big one?
Shmoney's.
What?
Shmoney's.
Big one?
The big league boys.
Why are you selling my room?
No, you want the big one still? Dude, you keep talking about that, but it's still at the consignment store. That one's somebody's sleeping on every single night, and it's not in my home.
Your wife is so
I'm
nice
just kidding.
to
It
me.
just sits in there. That guy's never even there. But if you want that, okay, this is not the subject of this conversation. If you want that couch, it's yours.
He went into seller mode
Yeah.
so fast.
No, that one's basically free for this guy.
Imagine watching
For
the show.
one easy payment of $4,000.
And, like,
It's
you tune
free.
in. Oh, tune into the end of the show. See what the guys are talking about. There's like a couch. Okay. PPR, let's do this.
All right, coming in at number 5, Joshua King, Bournemouth. 2 goals in his last match. He's got 4 on the season. Bournemouth are in 6th place. That's dope. They probably shouldn't be up that high, but they're punching above their weight. Number 4, Alexander Lacazette. Gunman, 2 goals against Fulham. I love that man. I just love him. I know he knocks goals. He will not stop knocking goals, and he swags through every single one of these goals, and I appreciate that about him. Jadon Sancho. We got to hang out with him in Germany. He also is leading.
I didn't even get invited on that trip.
Vibes for Flores did though. So sorry.
What do you mean
I
we?
apologize,
All
pal.
right.
But he's leading
Make
Europe.
sure people know I don't get to hang out with Jadon Sancho.
He's leading Europe in assists. Just got called. He got called up to the English national team 45 minutes after we finished our interview with him, which is really dope. I wish it had been like during the interview because that would have been kind of tight to capture.
That would have been tight.
But shout out to him, leading Europe assists. And he's 18 years. He's very much a teenager, like extremely a teenager. He's a kid, but he can ball. Also, he didn't meg me, which Vibes for Flores tried to get him to do, but as a mark of respect, he wouldn't do it. Number 2, Jonathan Bamba, 4 goals and an assist in his last matches, 2 matches in Ligue 1. Killing it in number 1, killing Mbappe. That man had 4 goals in 13 minutes against Lyon, which is wildly rude and probably shouldn't be allowed, but it's Kylian Mbappe. Are you going to stop him? No.
Yeah, but like I don't see you putting Lewandowski in your Black Power rankings when he scores 6 in 9 minutes. So
If we had had the BPR, I might have given him an honorable
9
mention
minutes?
back then.
5 in 9
5
minutes.
minutes, yeah.
Wow.
We didn't have the BPR back then. I might have tossed him an honorable mention as white chocolate, you know?
I believe you. Boom. That's right. Let's get in some rapid. That's a good list, by the way.
Thanks,
Ready
pal.
for rapid fire?
Relevant, timely. Also an ability to say that you hung out with somebody, throw them in there. Very good,
Hey,
well-rounded.
when you can toss in like a little humble brag, a little flex in there.
COPA90 US Memes is calling out every single humble brag, of which I've had none, which is a humble brag.
You talked about playing for Livorno though, so what's up?
Oh yeah, it's my club, my life. Okay, let's do some rapid fires, okay? Rapid fire. How long will Heath grow his hair? It looks really long on the show today.
It's getting
Oh,
out.
that's because I got it in like the baseball, like what's his name, the pitcher for the Giants back in the day?
Randy.
No, Lincecum.
Oh,
Remember Lincecum when he had this dude? And he was like, he looks like the dude from Dazed. He looks like the dudes from Dazed and Confused. Are you cool, man?
Okay.
Like I love you, did.
First question, and we blow it on the rapid fire.
I'm gonna grow it for a long. I like the length that it is, to be honest with you.
The hair or the length of this answer? Because I don't like one of those.
Length of the hair is
I
good
really
right
like
now.
the other one. The hair is good.
Length of the hair is good right now.
Okay. Arsenal for Premier League, as in champions, maybe?
No.
No.
This is not a question, but it should be said.
See, ask questions like that. They're easy to answer.
This
true.
isn't a question, but we should have brought it up. You forgot Tim Cahill for New York Red Bulls. I think that's probably.
No, I said Tim Cahill.
Oh.
I definitely mentioned him. Matt's been a fan of the Red Bulls since at least the
2
end of
years
last
ago.
year.
Like, 2 years ago. It was 2
He
years.
heard me say it.
Year Mbappe leaves PSG. Paris Saint-Germain.
2020.
2020. Two. Like, also.
2020 also, yeah. How long's his contract? It just depends. That thing's got to come down a little bit.
I think it's like
before anybody's-
2022,
before
something like
anybody's
that.
buying him.
Is Freddie Adu due for a national team call-up? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I keep seeing team pictures of the Las Vegas Lights, and he's not in any of them.
Jack said Heath has a couch worth more than Pat's annual salary.
Wow.
Oh, now I lost my
We're going to
place.
need you
Wildly
both to go
rude.
to HR.
Yeah, I'm calling Diane right now.
Oh no, I lost my place.
Oh, jeez.
Actually, the couch I'm trying to sell, guys, is my wife wanted to go down. They're like, I want to have a home, and it was like really nice tufted couch, but it's so uncomfortable.
I have a photo of it.
My
No,
wife.
that's the big one. That's the super comfortable one, dude.
My wife.
I lost my place. I made a
Oh, look, here's a picture of my couch. Check this out.
Wow.
Oh my God! Who wants a couch like that? That
After
couch
all
sucks.
we've been through, Vibes for Flores just continually throws me under this
Okay.
bus.
I'll tell you what, though, that video does not get old. And every time I watch it, like, very closely to be like, is he going to pull off this Meg? And every time he does.
Phil Foden megged the hell out of an England U21's coach.
Yeah, did you see
A couple
that?
days
Little
ago.
roll over
the
the
like
front?
the pause and it was
Yeah.
rude.
I wonder where he
was
learned
rude.
it. I wonder who he practiced on.
I don't even remember what question we're talking about.
Okay.
That's because you lost your place.
All right, next question. Go.
Which big star should come over and play for Dallas? Jimmy Mauer's already there.
Which big star? Remember when Danielson played for Dallas? That was sick. He wasn't the same Danielson from back in the day from the
Antoine
old,
Griezmann.
Nike airport commercials.
Antoine Griezmann. Thoughts on designs for FC Cincinnati Stadium? It's cool. It looks good. I don't know why they're only putting 28,000 seats in it, but
It seems about right. That's good.
Make
Yes.
the value.
Yeah.
That's good answer. Okay.
Keep it going.
Aaron, thoughts on Juve generally?
They're really good right now, and it's kind of weird. I don't know what to say about that.
Two more.
Wife and
since
Flores
Wife
is
and
saying
Flores.
peace to Matt.
Two more.
I mean,
Let's
to
see.
Pat.
Oh no. Do you put hot sauce in your ramen noodles? Yes.
Yes.
All right, and last one is
Did that count as one?
no.
Okay.
Sevilla on top of the league? Thoughts? Question mark.
Andre Silva found himself
Fun.
a nice little home, scoring goals for fun. Ever Banega is dope.
Yeah. We want to work with them soon. Do some cool stuff.
Can you?
But They won't stay up at the top of the league, but they're
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
The last one. Jack, do you see any good ones? Okay, no Lewandowski, no Icardi, and no Immobile for Ballon d'Or? Question mark. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's a popularity contest.
Popularity
Everybody knows
contest.
that. This is not about anything like. Even wasn't it Manuel Neuer or somebody said that, or like Philip Lahm who said that it's kind of a
It was
waste of
one
time.
of like German defenders, I think. One of those guys who's just real stodgy and like
Yeah, not afraid to say something.
traditionalism.
Yeah, just like this is stupid. It's a
Yeah.
popularity contest. There's no point in any of this.
Dumb.
My computer's gonna die just in time.
I'm gonna stand up too. I feel like this is a cool thing to do
Yeah,
at
it
the end of the
feels,
show.
it feels good to stretch
Feels-
that back out.
feels
Lean it
right.
out. Oh, another
You
brag
hear
that
that?
Aaron got
You hear
some
that?
cool Jordan stuff. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You get that on the mic?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's not okay. That's not okay.
I broke my back.
Anyways,
I
let's
tell
wrap
you
the show
about
up.
that. I tell you
Guys,
that.
thank you guys so much, as usual, for tuning in. Again, every single Wednesday, 5 p.m. Well, we did take a break, but we're not going to take them anymore. 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you to Vice for Flores, Stat Jack, and Have we made a nickname for you yet?
I don't think so.
That you know of. And thank you, Andrew. Pat, thank you so much for joining us. Your commitment, as always, to
Thank you,
not
guys.
knowing much about soccer, but knowing much about the world
Yeah,
and
thank
how
you.
to
That's
talk to people.
Really nice way to put my whole career.
Yeah, and so, until next week, we'll see you guys soon.
See you soon.